Mixedby Dotcom. How you what?
Hey man, I'm doing good. How you doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yes, sir. A lot of people might not know, but with some of your credits, you could go down in the Mixing Engineer Hall of Fame if there is one.
Man, listen. I don't know about all that. I've done a lot of work. And I definitely appreciate the accolades, but it's just something I do that I like doing. Do it for fun. My motto is I do it for funds, money, and not for fun. But in actuality, I always do this shit for fun.
Yeah, and as an engineer, I kind of know what you mean too, because there's some nights where like you're not doing it for the money, you know, like with some of the crazy hours and the stuff you have to deal with. So I've read about you, you know, you have a couple of different like articles out there, but just give us a kind of history, you know, of kind of your backstory.
Well, I gotta put this out there because I'm writing a book. So I'm adopted from fathers of the military. I was originally born in Germany. Stayed in like 7 different states, 3 different countries. Parents finally retired when I was in junior high school. Then we moved to Alabama because my parents were from Alabama.
What different countries do you live in?
Well, Germany, of course. We were in Turkey for 18 months and
What age group?
all under 7.
Have 10 that does it. I'm gonna pay you right now.
All under everything under 7. So it was nothing that I had like a fond memory of.
Yeah.
I just,
It still probably played an influence, though. You knew there was like a bigger world out there. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like in Alabama?
How can I say this where I don't offend anybody? I was watching that Wu-Tang Clan documentary, and like they was interviewing RZA. He was talking about his grandfather down in South Carolina. He said one wrong thing and he ran with it. But no, I don't get no fuck for it. Alabama fucked up. I ain't trying to start no relationship before a black man in Alabama. It's fucked up. As a teenager, was like 18 at 17, 18 years old, I caught a felony case, serious felony, and attempted murder on the police. From a, situation gone bad type deal, and they tried to give me like 56 years. I only did 10 where I had to serve 2, but for the remaining 10 years, I was on probation, and on the 10th year of my 10 years probation, I caught another fucking felony. And I had to go back and do like another 8 months. But it wasn't like no serious shit. I was on a motorcycle that my nephew had. I know they steal bikes. And when I got pulled over, he was just like, "Yo, this motorcycle stolen." And I was just like, "What up?" You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell. But Alabama's fucked up, man. And what I mean by that is I don't like being in like a negative sense as far as like the people, but just the governing sense. It's still like that old 1950s, 1940s feel. It's segregation and it's just weird.
It's weird how like some cities, it's like going into the past.
You're not all the way up to date at all. It's just weird. Really.
Would you say Atlanta is almost like an opposite of that in a way? Because I'm not from here. I don't really know everything that's going on.
No, completely. Let me tell you something about Atlanta. And this is what's crazy to me. And this is the main difference between Alabama and Atlanta. Okay. The slingshot is, right?
The motorcycle.
Yeah, the motorcycle. Okay. Yeah. 7 years ago, when I first got signed to this other label before I got to QC, my CEOs had 2 slingshots. They had an orange one and a red one. So I used to call them Bama and Tiger. It was Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah.
They never drove them because they didn't know how to drive sticks. They just had so much money they bought them because they had just come out and they wanted to take the black and white. We should be cool. So I used to drive them all the time. I didn't have a fucking driver's license. I had my gun on me, I had the weed on me. I never one time got pulled over. If I would have been in Alabama, the first time I pulled that bitch out, I would have went to jail.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to be doing anything wrong. They just would have pulled me over to see who the fuck I was and how the fuck I could afford it. And they don't even know. The slingshot's only $26,000. It ain't expensive.
I know what you mean.
This is one of those, here in Atlanta, shit, when I got a QC, Quavo gave him the keys to McLaren. I've driven everything, race, McLaren, everything around here. No problem. Point don't even look at you twice. But in Alabama, let me ride around. Perfect example. My man, Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Boxing.
From Alabama.
Yeah.
DeAndre Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay.
My hero. He's a beast.
He's one of my buddies' cousins, right? Deontay, when he won the first heavyweight championship, he bought a Lamborghini. Came to Atlanta, bought a Lamborghini. He drove from Atlanta back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They pulled him over on the freeway, made him get out of his car, searched his car. He had about like $250,000 in the trunk, confiscated his money, and towed his car and left his ass on the side of the fucking freeway.
That's crazy. He was probably heavyweight champion of the world.
He was the heavyweight champion of the world. He had just won the fucking heavyweight champion of the world because it was a black man in a Lamborghini. They didn't go for it. And they kept his car. They ended up saying the Lamborghinis are illegal in Alabama. You know, I know plenty of white guys that got them because they're my buddies. You know, I know plenty of people that got them.
I've never heard of a Lambo being illegal.
Art.
Now that's sad to hear. Sadly, Indiana has a lot of that in a way too, where it feels like going into the past. She means it's spider.
You gotta give out directing the lighter. You gotta hit that point out.
My professional roller back here, you know. So obviously, like we've already said, you worked with some of the biggest names, but take us back a little bit before like your first big credit. What was that like in your journey? Like were you hoping to be where you are now, or did you like stumble into it in a way?
I was definitely hoping where I was going to be now. I can kind of get me like it's kind of like an outline of how I went down. So like I said, I had went to prison for that 10-year thing, right? So I did 8 months. I got out of prison and it was just like, you know, I had been in the streets all my whole life. So I just kind of realized that I wanted to change. So I got with the type of female that I wouldn't normally talk to. You know, normally I was talking to women that were in the street, you know, doing hair or something, that, you know, getting money daily. Is I started talking to this lady that was a supervisor at the Hyundai plant. You know, so she got a good job, this money and everything. I got a job at this warehouse I was out in Fort Worth. I think I was kind of making like, I don't know, maybe like $15 an hour, $17 the most. You know, wasn't no discussion. But, you know, my weekly checks was like under $500. You know what I'm saying? She bringing in almost $100,000 a year, and I'm bringing in like, you know what I'm saying, $24,000.
You worked at the plant?
Not that plant that she worked. I was at another plant.
Oh,
but I was just at like a regular plant around the Fort Worth. And so one day, but I was still doing the music. So don't know if you're familiar with this name, but his name was Dobie, R.I.P. to Glenn. My stepson at the time, him and this kid named Glenn were friends. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they'd be over there after school. Shout out to Z Sounds. I went on Sounds and got me a little pre-song set up with the interface, headphones, microphone, you know, in the studio work software. So I was
the beginner kid.
Yeah. So I was fucking around with that in the house, and they was rapping, so of course I'd be recording them all the time. And he eventually went on to sign the Grand Hustle, T.I. And we came up here to Atlanta, go to Patchwork Studios one day, and they got a fucking SSL 9000s, and that bitch go across the whole fucking room. Like, I think that whole chill. Like, bro, my dick got so hard, like, it was just like, oh my God. And he was like, come on, Black, record me. Well, at that time, they would call me Black. So, like, come on, Black, record me. And, like, bro, I didn't even know how to fit the bitch on.
Yeah,
you know,
it's different when you go to a big studio.
I was like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I was talking, I didn't know what to do. And so, from that day, I knew, like, I gotta go to school, you know, like, I knew how to record, you know, technically, even though I wasn't, like, familiar with the Pro Tools, because I was using Studio One, but I understood what a DAW was.
You knew you looked good. You learned, like, the language.
I had to get on that board. Yeah, I had to get on them boards. But this is the crazy part. Went to school, I was on Full Sail. I want to say they wanted, I think Pulse wanted 80,000, some shit like that. It was a saving as far. Found a school here in Decatur, Georgia. It was like $30,000 Omnitech. Went to Omnitech.
Was it a studio too, or is it just?
That is a school. It was actually IT-based school. The chancellor there, was an IT tech, and his wife was a nurse, so they had like nursing, and it was crazy. But they had a student engineering class, and everybody took.
And you're probably recording yourself at the time.
No, not really. At that point, I had after when I was in my early 20s. We had a chance to sign Tommy Boy work. I was in a group called Troubleshooters. And situation happened. Let's just say it didn't work out. We didn't even get close to getting signed because, you know, it was a big fight in the conflict type shit. So after that, I kind of was discouraged.
For you, that'd almost be traumatizing because you're an artist about to get signed.
Yeah, about to get signed.
And you're getting a fight in the conference room to get signed. Like,
but you got to think about like this. I was an artist. I got signed to a local guy that had a little money. You know, he had a wing franchise, so he had enough money to take care of us. But we were about to get signed for some millions because he had like
a major label.
Yeah, so we were getting major label deal, and you know, so I kind of got discouraged, and I didn't want to rap because I didn't want to deal with the naysayer. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to.
You didn't like that heartbreak.
Yeah, I didn't want to get it. I had me and all that, you know. So I kind of reprogrammed, and that's when I started making beats.
Yeah. So how long was it from making beats to when you learned to engineer?
So I want to say I started making beats in say 20. Damn. I started making beats like seriously because I was already, you know, playing making beats. But I started making beats where I started buying my own equipment like a 2000. I bought a Roger Land MPC, and then I got a Triton Studio keyboard. That was like $10,000 just for those two pieces of equipment. And I had to fucking get a Mackie mixer.
Back in 2000, it was $10,000?
Yeah, the Roger Land was like $4,500 in the ear.
Back in 2000?
And the keyboard like almost $6,000.
Yeah.
But I still had to get a mixer and speakers and cable just to make beats.
Yeah, so the whole machine.
I did all that shit to make beats, and I'll never forget this shit. I had this guy from Memphis. It was Goldmouth. Was up Gold.
Yeah. He works with T. Roswell.
Right.
About him. And, yeah.
So Goldmouth was coming to Alabama at the time. He was buying beats. Like he might buy 7 beats a month. Like I was making a good, you know, $1,500 a beat. You know, I'm making good money, like $10,000 a month at least. You know what I'm saying? So he comes down this one particular month, and I had just got some rounds on my car. You know, like I had to free spent his money because I know he's gonna come and get like 7 beats. He's like, y'all don't want 3 beats this month. I'm like, hold the fuck on. Like, what? But he like, yeah, I got this little kid back home and he dope. So I'm like, he can't be harder than me. If you're like, I don't know, Black, you fine. So about 2 weeks I go to Memphis, you know what I'm saying? We book out this nice ass studio. I got all these keyboards. I got this dude fill out like fucking Juno 6s and fucking Phantoms and like all kind of just dope ass keyboards. I got my FPC up there. This little kid come in with a fucking laptop with duct tape all around the motherfucker, right? So, you know, back then, there wasn't like a dedicated aux cord in the studio. So, you know, we had to get his to rig up some shit. Because, you know, he's like, I just need to plug up a laptop. Yeah. So, you know, he hit the button on the laptop, you know, the beat come out that motherfucker. I'm like, oh my God, that shit sounds amazing. You know, you go through the beats on the laptop. Yeah. You know, I'm a little bit before my time. So I'm like, shit, I can play anybody beats off, but I can go on the email and play some beats. Like, nah, I need you to make something. Get on this keyboard, get in the drum machine. Like, you know, I'm in the studio like, come on, man, go over there, play this shit. Like, come on, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's trying to get.
So he looked at me kind of weird, cock his head. He's like, you mean like make something live? So he was like, yeah. So smoking down the cabinet keyboard. He's
typing it.
He's just typing shit.
Was he using FL Studio?
Yes.
Yeah.
He just typing shit in, and I'm hitting the ball, but like, what the fuck you doing? And the motherfucker hits play, and the motherfucker like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, I didn't hear you do that. Like, come on, man. Like, and so he did it slow. He showed me. He was like, boom, boom, boom. And I ended up signing him because it was just like, if he can make beats that easy, I don't need none of this shit.
Yeah. And that's really what it came down to. I mean, even the studio has, you know, what they recorded in the 80s is totally different than what you have here, you know? And who knows in 20 years if, like, BandLab is going to be better than, like, a Sony C800, you know what I mean? Because all it is technology.
All it is technology, emulation. And I definitely think BandLab will be just as good as a Sony. I don't think it'll be better, but I think it'll be just as good. Because all they'll do is emulate the best Sony sound of Sony C800 I do.
So where does that leave us, the engineers?
The truth? Yeah. We fucked.
Think so?
I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm working on a software called Engineer AI.
Oh shit! You're the one putting me out at the job.
I'm putting you out at the job. I'm working on a software that's gonna be like Siri, to where you can specifically, you know, it's gonna be very sophisticated. So let's just say I want to do a Fetty Wap. This is I'm just using that as a name. Let's say I want to do a Fetty Wap style, so I could be like, Engineer AI, put a Fetty Wap style template. I need 4 tracks. I need 3 ad-lib tracks. You know what I'm saying? 2 background tracks.
Give me like the Travis Scott ad-libs with like a.
And then I can go, and I can be like, all right, let's record. And I can run through it, and then And then you know they do the punching in, so I'm like, okay, keep that, drag it down track 1.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I know exactly what you mean, because even going through it, a lot of the time, like, you know, computers are written in if then, you know, it's like the logic stuff. And I notice that even when I'm doing it, a lot of times, like, if there's too much low end, you do this, you know, I mean, like, so it a lot of it could be done.
Yeah,
you know?
it's definitely gonna be done. That the only play that leaves us is you have to have a big enough name to be able to own a studio that people just want to go to because your thing.
Yeah, or like you can help boost the song in a way from being your brand or something.
It's not even gonna be that, because let's just be honest. How can it help boost the song?
Well, that's, I mean, if you somehow had a big enough brand to where like
Even
you
if had a big enough brand, Timberland can't boost your song. You feel what I'm saying? Like he can co-sign it, but like if they don't like it, they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it because Timberland like it.
Oh, that's
Like this generation now is different than the motherfucker. So it's just like they can't even do it.
You kind of have to turn into a producer where you're helping maybe influence the song, you know, giving a couple lyrics or like the overall vibe, or helping them dial in the AI even. Because even that, there'll still be a separate skill of dialing in the AI, because if it's capable of so much, an average person just says reverb for everything.
Right, yeah, right.
They don't really know the technical terms.
Tell them how you help local artists with like the business side.
Well, yeah, that's part of what the whole podcast and channel, you know, is centered around too, is the business side. So like, I definitely want to ask you about like how you sold your first beat, how you got to like 10K a month and these different milestones with it. But that's part of what I see the most, is artists don't have the business side together. We can make something dope in the studio, but the question is like, what do you do with it then?
Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is from a race standpoint. Do you deal with more white artists or black artists?
Black artists, but
Do you deal with any white artists?
like rare. It's pretty rare. There's like literally about 5 out of 100.
Let me tell you something, and I'm just gonna put this out there. Every white artist that I've dealt with came with paperwork.
Because they know the business.
They know the business. It's like I tell artists all the time, right? Black people, and I hate to say this, but we are the only motherfuckers that, first and foremost, you're gonna work for your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your cousin, whoever gonna pay you, you're gonna work for them. White people don't do that. White people set up corporations. They're not gonna hire their sister to go work at a company.
And
Until it gets big enough to where they, you feel what I'm saying? Start out, they're not gonna do that because they don't need that feelings and emotions
it
involved.
won't be like your friend.
Right. If I gotta cuss you out, I need to cuss you out. I don't need you to come home and be mad at me because I cuss you out at work.
And you want somebody that knows that thing. But I definitely kind of see what.
So everybody, all my white clients, they call it paperwork. Even for the engineer, I need you to sign this for your points on the back end. I love it, right? Black kids, they come as motherfuckers. They got 18 motherfuckers with them. Oh yeah, this my manager, this my cameraman, this my manager. Oh, y'all got paperwork? Nah, we ain't got paperwork. But see, that's the thing about it, right? This is why I try to tell people all the time. Okay, understand this, understand exactly how I'm gonna say it. There's no job in white America that you can go to and just start working. First and foremost, you're gonna find an application. You know what an application is? It's a fucking contract, right? Then once you get the job, you then sign an employment contract, meaning you're gonna start working, right? So you can sign 2 contracts to get the job, whether it's McDonald's or Target or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But now you wanna goddamn come to me because I got a restaurant or a club. You wanna say, can I come work for you? When I tell you, well, yeah, I pay you $12 an hour under the table. Now, if I fire you, you want to get mad at me and go, you can't go do shit because we didn't have no contract. Technically, you never worked for me. And that's how that shit really is. The music business is no different.
Anything too.
Right, the music business is no different. Without a contract, I can take all your fucking music and say it's mine, but we don't have no paperwork.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. It's no ifs, ands, or morals or nothing about it. It's just like, if it's $1 million sitting on the floor, and I'm looking at you like, is that yours? You looking at me like, mine, and I start grabbing, and you gonna start grabbing some too?
Yeah. Yeah. And if one person already has it written out before you even see the money, that it's their money.
No, you know, that's just shit.
Yeah. And part of that is the business setup of knowing where your money's coming from, because so many times an artist is expecting a check, you know, they're saying, when I get
They
signed,
don't even know where it's coming from.
yeah, exactly. And they don't even know why a label would want to sign an artist, because if you're not making money as an artist before
What
the label
fuck you been
comes,
signed for?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's why, you know, I kind of try to bridge that gap I've even done like stock market type things, you know, and just different ways to kind of spread that knowledge, because the business sense is really where it's at, because being an artist is being an entrepreneur in like the most competitive lane there is, you know. It's literally more competitive than the NBA to try to get to the very top.
And this is what I don't understand about artists, right? Okay. I'm going to use these two people as an example, because 5 years ago, you never heard, 3 years ago, you never heard of them. The boy Kai in New York, and Pinky Dog. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, yes, yes. Gang, gang, gang.
Oh, shit. Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Right? Yeah. Those are the two most popular motherfuckers in the world right now. They don't play sports. They don't act. They don't rap. They're on fucking social media.
Yeah.
So it's like the mindset of the artist is fucked up now because they don't know what to do. Do I do the paperwork? Do I do it by myself? You feel what I'm saying?
Right. And to be independent, it gets messed up too, because independent artists aren't doing everything by themselves. They still get a team, and, you know, they still get like a distribution deal and different things.
First of all, let me clarify. Let me clarify the word independent, because everybody thinks the word independent, like you said, means by myself. The word independent means you don't have major label distribution. That's the only thing that separates an independent artist from Moneybagg Yo. It's not the fact that he's signed to a label. There's plenty of artists that signed to a label ain't doing shit. He's signed and he has major label distribution. Meaning when he uploads his shit, he don't have to worry about if it's being played in Australia, or Mississippi. Independent artists, y'all have to worry about that. And most independent artists don't know all ways to track their money to get paid anyway. So it's like they fucked. You know, it's like, and I'm gonna use this scenario because I mean when I say it, it's gonna be funny, but this is exactly how it is. It's kind of like swimming in the ocean when you go to the beach. You don't know what the fuck in that goddamn water. You know it's sharks and shit in that goddamn water. You still take your dumb ass out though.
We just left Florida.
And you're not gonna reach like fucking Australia or some shit without like a real plan. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna end up.
All right.
But
so understand how this shit works, and understand too that the industry as a whole doesn't want the independent artist to win. If the industry as a whole wanted the independent artist to win, in my opinion, they would have never took away physical CDs.
They'd be out of a job.
Because if they didn't take away physical CDs, I could still come in my studio, record my shit, and go out here on the corner and sell my physical CD for $2, $3, $5, $10, whatever I want to sell it to. Now I gotta sell it online for streams for pittance.
Right. And you can't, like, just dropping your song on Spotify and Apple doesn't help push it at all. And you can't work with the Apple playlist unless you have a label. You can pitch your song to the Spotify playlist.
That's not true. You can work it on Apple, you got the money.
Where do you put the money though?
With your marketing? See, the thing about Apple is they want you to have things set up in a proper fashion. So they want you to be registered with your BMI, your ASCAP, tune, your sounds, and all this shit, right? Once you have your IPO number, then you can register with Apple Music. Independent artists don't do that. You don't know about that shit. Yeah. You don't realize they gotta have their music encoded. They think they can just go to studio, record it. Dotcom, do me a mix so I can goddamn upload it to DistroKid.
Yeah, like DistroKid is the final step, but really that's like barely the first.
Like this are DistroKid now, man. All those the worst type of distribution you can get because you're not getting no money off the shit. First of all, let's just be honest.
Why you say that?
Have you ever put yourself on DistroKid? Have you read the terms? How much money you get out? How much money you get?
They say you get 100% of the royalties.
That's a motherfucking lie.
But for me, I don't get it. What's the?
You really think you get 100% of the royalties? Okay, if you get 100% of your royalties, name one artist. You just said you work with about 100 artists, right?
Yeah.
Name one artist that you know signed a DistroKid getting a check.
I've helped a few that have gotten like thousands, but it's not a check.
Exactly.
It's less than like a full-time job.
So that's what I'm saying. So how to get 100% of their royalties? Because this is what you don't know, right? This is what you don't realize.
Like,
motherfucker that's over DistroKid, you think he's just letting motherfuckers upload their music?
Yeah.
You think he ain't pushing that shit in fucking Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Hungary, and everywhere else? He's getting a check up off your shit. You don't know how to go in there and check your fucking streams. You just have your shit is on DistroKid.
In half the platforms, you can check your streams.
Exactly.
Like the ones they upload.
You just have your shit out there. You can call your granny and say, "Granny, go on the internet. My song on the internet."
Yeah.
That's the trickery they've done to you. With that, that's the trickery they've done to the artist, bro. They've taken the artistry out of the art and they made it like a machine. It's like, okay, it ain't no more. I mean, even though you still gotta have, album covers for, digital, but it's like it's no more just artistry into the art no more. It's just like make a song, do a video, upload it, put it out.
Yeah.
If it don't work, go on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? And then, whereas back in the day, you actually have a rollout. It's like, put the song out, okay. If you get 1 million streams on YouTube, we might put some money behind it.
Right. But you're pushing that song literally for over a month, whereas Spotify, to optimize, they want you to drop a song a week. So it's.
That makes sense.
Right. You for the artists that aren't the type of artists that come in here and make like 10 songs in a session,
First of all, let's just be honest with you. What artist can make 10 songs in a session? I work with professional artists, and I don't know one that can make 10 songs in a session. That's all set.
Right. Like, I've worked with 10 is probably exaggerated.
No, but I'm just saying.
When they're recording, and in the vibe, like I know a lot of artists that even punching in, they'll get like probably 5 rough drafts. Like, for sure.
No, I'm not what you're saying. You said a perfect number because just like you said, okay, artists don't understand. Once you are signed to a label, that's your fucking job.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make 10 songs a day. If you go to work, they want you to work 8 hours a day, don't you?
Yeah.
So you work 8 hours a day for minimum wage, but these folks that gave some millions and you don't want to make 10 songs a day, and you get free studio time? I mean, it's not technically free because it come out your budget, but I'm just saying you don't got to pay it up front.
Right.
So make it make sense.
Right. No, and that's something I've noticed too. And obviously not all major artists are this way, but basically for all the ones that I've seen, they move so much more professionally. Like they're really grinding over 8 hours a day, doing things most artists wouldn't want to do. But it's almost like a facade the way they make it look so easy. Like rappers sometimes make it look easier than any other industry, but really they be grinding. Yeah.
I mean, it's all because of social media, because you don't see the true BTS. They show you the BTS that they want you to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I remember my first professional tour was Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty and Bud. And I was the van driver, the engineer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was everything on tour. I was a team player, whatever we got to do to make it. So, I can remember, just say it's in Birmingham, Alabama, right? Let's say we got to be at Birmingham, Alabama at, let's say, sound check is at 2 p.m., right? Mm-hmm. Theoretically, we got to be in Birmingham at like 4, 5 in the morning. You want to know why? Radio. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to do radio 4, 5 in the morning. Then you probably, go get something to eat or whatever. And, when you're on tour, you can't check into the hotel till about 4 o'clock. So most of the time they're going to have like a video shoot set up for your meeting risks and shit like that.
Looking out features if you're that type of
Right. So no, you can do that at night. The daytime action is visual shit. So whatever somebody key you on, right? So boom. 3 o'clock roll around, right? They gonna let the artist check into the hotel, get some rest, right? But sound check at 2 p.m. Most artists don't do sound check, so usually the DJ gives it a play ship. Sound check at 2. You check into your room. Showtime start at 7. You probably go on stage about 9:45. You feel what I'm saying? You get off stage, meet and greet, party, studio till 3, 4 in the morning.
Pull up to an after party and then studio after 3.
First, and then the artists will probably catch a flight out. You know what I'm saying? Late that night or early next morning, go to the next spot, but it's the same thing over and over again. So like, everybody said they want to make it, they want to be signed, they want to do this, but a lot of people don't even have the stamina or the willpower to do it. Like, for real.
No, and burnout is a real thing too.
Dude, what? You have to be.
Oh shit! Spoke that word.
Burnout is a real thing.
Yeah, and you could probably speak to it too. Like, kind of as an engineer, you have to have that same grind too and be available.
I don't think I'm like the average person. I ain't even gonna say the average. I'm not like the average person. It's like, I have a motto. I smoke a lot of marijuana, so I probably smoke like 10 blunts a night. And I try not to let anybody outworking me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it's crazy.
Have you always been like that?
No, it wasn't always like that, but you got to think about it. When I first got to QC, I was working with these brothers, the Cooley Bros. These white guys, they're from, man, I want to say Germany, but I don't think they're from Germany, so don't quote me on that. But they're from overseas, but I know they dope. It's like, when I was working with these guys, I just knew it was going to get the Grammys like that year, and the music was that high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like G-Fresh, he's a phenomenal producer, and vocalist, and his brother, he's a dope-ass artist, you know what I'm saying? And like, it was just, it was a phenomenal thing, you know what I'm saying? I just knew, like I said, I just knew it was going to be the Grammys that year, like the music was that fire. And like, one day, you know, go there and record, and the next day, you know, I pull up at the studio, I'm like, yeah, it's Dotcom, I'm here for the Cooler Bros. And they're like, they ain't here no more. I'm wondering what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And so, then I started working with Temple to Flip It. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, you gotta try to rebuild everything all over again, get over that shit with him, understand how he likes the words, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And when fans get ready to start taking.
So during those times, you're only working with the one artist, though, exclusively.
So then I, when it was like, we had did this song, the sports something. And I mean, like, everybody was fucking with it, bro. Like, they was fucking with it hard and the Zik, you know, so he had just did the remix with Trouble for the Keys to the Street, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, this is it. And then he ain't there no more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the fuck? And here come this little black kid with this red hair. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember just the whole vibe around the studio when he came, it was like, we was calling the junior high kids because they were so young, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, when I locked in with this kid, not only did it take my career to a whole nother level, it took my mindset to another level, because it was like, okay, this is a kid that technically nobody knows about, that I'm working with. Like, this is my sound, you know what I'm saying? It's his craft, but it's my sound, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it worked. It worked.
Did you know, like, from the jump? No.
It was all trial and error. Like, it was a lot of shit we just tried, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, as a professional engineer, I did a lot of shit unorthodox with him because I would let him just take the lead. You know, because I was, you know, the age different. I didn't want to be like, oh, no, I don't like that. That don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of let him go with, you know what I'm saying? So it worked. And then it was just like, okay, that's cool. You know, that's cool. And then we signed Baby. And it was just like, once I got in the studio with Baby, I knew what to do. And I knew how to make a song. I knew what beats, you know what I'm saying? Like, after he developed his sound, I knew that was a process too. I had to help him develop his sound because Baby didn't want to rap. So he wouldn't rap.
Really?
Like, Baby would sit in the studio and not rap. He'd be on the phone, he'd be doing everything else, and he wouldn't rap. So I'd just be recording. We had to sit up at the house, you know what I'm saying? I'd just be recording. He might be on the phone, doing something, and then he'll walk out. I just edit some shit together and have the beat playing in the like, oh, hello, yeah, what's happening? Oh shit, yeah, I'm about to, and he's like, who is that? They're me. And I'm like, yeah, bro, just give me something. So like that shit. And so he worked with Baby, and I, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, I remember when he was getting ready to go on a tour, he had to audition for Bill Rayton. And Bill Rayton came to QC, he was just like, bro, you gonna take over. He was like, this shit sounds so good. I said, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay, that sound, that's that motherfucking sound. Yeah. And then it kind of solidified with Tootsie, because Tootsie came down and I didn't have him at QC. I had him at my house. Then I had just got my Raven set up, you know what I'm saying? So I had him at my house. And Tootsie used to rap fast. He was like, I ain't gonna like say like the Migos, but he used to rap like, you know, street rap like the Migos, you know, fast rap, gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a people person. I go off feelings and emotions. I just didn't feel I didn't feel that in his spirit. I'm like, bro, you ain't no gangster like that. I ain't saying you a scary nigga, but that ain't you. I said, but rap for the hoes, do something for the women. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit. And then it was the same one with Cardi B. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no.
Right. It was like, well, and when I was working with Cardi B, it was just like her grind. Like she wanted to make it so hard. It just made me like go the extra mile to do whatever I had to do to help her and Evan goddamn just achieve what they needed to do. Because it was just like, she was the first person, like you say, she was the first motherfucker that I would see go to studio and try to do 10 songs a night. You know what I'm saying? We're like, Carter, that's not possible. She's like, I'm gonna do 10 songs.
Some artists don't get tired too.
Right.
It's different, you know, when they're used to staying up till 10 a.m. or noon the next day, you know, it fits the engineer and on the same schedule too.
And so it took me to, honestly, bro, I was working, like you say, talking about burning out. I was working 7 days a week, 20-hour days. Well, I don't say I was working 20-hour days. I might be in the studio for 12 to 18, but I'm up for 20 hours, sleeping for 4.
Looking at a screen way too
Yeah, looking at
long.
a screen, sitting down way too long. If I'm at a QC, I'm at my home studio. If I'm at my home studio, I'm at my personal studio. So it was just like, you know. But what is it? 8 years, 13 billion streams. Like I say, about 50 plays later, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, your own studio, that's dope.
I'm sure it's right.
Is this studio open for the public?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where,
Yeah, that's why I started it. This wasn't my first studio. My first studio was downtown. I kind of got asked to leave downtown because we were doing a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a studio. Then I got a building right next to my studio. There was a club, so I was doing way too much. But I started my studio because QC was a private studio. And, you know, me being from Alabama, I'm trying to help, you know, a lot of local artists. And, you know, my mindset was, you know, well, shit, you know, if I can bring an artist or 2 here a week, you know, y'all ain't got to pay me. I'll make my money out of them. You know, exactly. I'm in a real studio. I can charge they have $100, $200 an hour. But, you know, they wasn't with that. So they were like, nah, this shit private. So I started my own studio, you know, to help independent artists, you know, just getting in and have a place to record that was professional, private, but not expensive.
yeah, no, that's dope. And that's kind of how it works as an engineer and producer, right? Like once you have the credits you do, then you can sort of charge way different too, you know, and it's a different sort of thing you're offering.
Right.
This type. When did you ever have like a time, you know, you kind of questioned everything with it?
With the music shit?
Yeah.
As far as what you mean, like letting it
Like I
go?
was saying, yeah, like on like one of those weeks where you work, you know, way too much and all that. What is it that like kept you going with things?
QC was like a family, man. You know, when I first got to QC, like I said, I was working with the Cooler Bros, and then they wanted the label anymore, and my homegirl told me to go get a job at the Goodwill. And mind you, I'm like, damn, they're about to disrespect. I'm like, bitch, I don't want no fucking job. So I'm trying to get her. She's like, dumb it at the Goodwill right across the street from the studio. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna go get this job at the Goodwill. So I used to hang out in Goodwill every day trying to goddamn see if I can see somebody go back into the studio until I got back. And that's how I got back in the studio, working at Goodwill. So I was working at Goodwill. I was probably making $200 a week full time. You know what I'm saying? 40 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? 36, 40 hours a week, like shit, be like $200. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I remember I was working with this girl named Yami Pearl, and he came in and paid me, and he was like, what you want? He asked me what I wanted. Like, I didn't know. I was just like, man, I make $200 a week. If you can goddamn beat that, I'm cool. He gave me like $1,500 and then said, you gonna start getting $500 a week. So I was cool with it.
Wait, but for a B or for engineering?
Engineer.
Yeah.
So I was cool with it. I've never sold any beats professionally. I didn't want to. After I signed that kid, I kind of started making beats as a hobby. I make beats now as a hobby. Keep that on. I'm like, let me get that beat. I was trying to face beats. But like that's just not my thing. I know it sounds kind of dull, but
No, it's not, and it's such a separate job too than being an engineer. When you're a full-time engineer and try to like, obviously it goes hand in hand because every session's like, I know you beats too, but yeah, it's literally like speaking a separate language. So when they do,
so that was the thing. And like I said, like now I didn't get one. I took some money, and that was actually some of the money that helped me start my own studio. But like, I don't remember when goddamn, you know, shit, because I was at QC in the beginning, not at the very beginning, but like, you know, when they didn't have any money. Like, you know, there was a litigation with 300, so everybody bank account froze, nobody had no money. So like, I remember when P started getting money, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember they called me, they were like, hey man, meet us at the Dodge City, people about everybody Hellcats. I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get this Hellcat. But then I test drove the Hellcat, and I kind of had a premonition of like, I'm either gonna be dead or in jail in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of like, nah, you're gonna get some money, and that's how I started my studio. But like I say, you ever got
investment too, though?
yeah, ever got that car that, you know what I'm saying, from Offset, I drove his and Carter's Lambo, you know what I'm saying, like I never had a problem, like I didn't A-roll, like the new come over there and grab a car and take me 2 hours a date type shit, you know what I'm saying, so like it was a real family and a real brotherhood, so that was just my whole thing for just being so loyal, so dedicated to it, because it was just like, imagine the beginning of Walmart and you get one store.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Amble in the garage.
Yeah, and everybody talking about like, yeah, but we're gonna have a chain of stores, we're gonna be big, and you know, it's gonna be this and that, and you a part of it. So it kind of like that was the main reason.
What I know there are a lot of reasons, I'm sure, but what made QC different from everybody else? Because obviously there are other labels, you know, with the same dream, and the other people with a lot of money and stuff.
Let me
It's
tell you
like,
something. This is the honest truth. Atlanta is a facade. There's a lot of studios here that are independently owned, ain't got nothing to do with the label. Well, if Sony has a studio here, I want to say that's it. I don't know of many other labels that have studios in Atlanta. Like I said, there's a lot of studios in Atlanta, but a lot of labels don't have studios. So a lot of the labels that didn't even own the studio. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that, you know, QC had their own studio.
Well,
That was the main thing that just, you know, kind of solidify everything, because it was just like, okay, this is a studio I can come to every day.
yeah,
I don't have to not wonder if I can go to the studio. Like, it's always going to be open to me. You know what I'm saying? With these other studios, you got to call, reserve time, book a room.
you pay triple the price or something.
Yeah.
And for an artist, that's huge too. That's why I don't hate BandLab. Like, I'll tell artists to practice with it, because at least you can hear yourself with like auto-tune and, you know, hear what you're saying when you write it, instead of just writing it and, you know, writing something that doesn't make sense.
The only thing I don't like about BandLab is, like you say, it gives you the perception, but it's not what your voice really sound like. A lot of kids kind of resort back to like, oh no, my voice sounds different on BandLab.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean too.
Bro, it's BandLab.
Yeah.
This is $1,000 microphone. It's 2 different sounds.
Let me put on the CLA effects
Right.
with some distortion.
Right.
Stuff.
Make it sound like BandLab if you want to sound shitty like BandLab. So it's
Yeah.
like crazy.
I mean, that's so wild to, like you said, be a part of something that grew that big. What do you think there are a lot of misconceptions around the whole thing of, you know, QC selling, you know, the rights to the business? Or I don't even want to like misquote it, because I know that probably what the general thinks, they don't really understand what the contracts actually say, you know, or like what's really going on. So like, what do you sort of like? Do you have like an opinion about that?
I definitely have an opinion. I'm gonna say it like this: if you start something out your garage and it grows to be a worldwide company, will you want to run it or sell it?
Take it public.
And so don't think that, you know, QC is sold and, you know what I'm saying, it's all gone.
Right, like somebody else is now running,
Right.
you know, or like really being.
It's more like Scooter Braun made an investment in the PN coach, and he made an investment in your QC. You know,
It's like a merge, like a
merger. Yeah. So now, you know, I don't necessarily. How am I trying to say it? I don't know exactly what Scooter's plan is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't had like no big, meeting or anything like that, where he was coming in and say, well, this is, what I plan on contributing or anything, or at least to me. But I just feel, like I said, like it's a good merger. And like I said, man, and I hate to say it like that, but I'm always gonna say it like white people handle business. You know what I'm saying? Like, they handle business. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a painful situation.
So I don't want to, run over their time too much. So we'll get kind of to the good stuff. What do you want to be known for, just as a person or as an engineer?
I'll get on for a teacher. Because that's what I plan on transitioning to. You ask where is our place in the future? Education.
Hey.
Education is our place in the future. We can teach the artists, we can teach the engineers, we can teach the producers. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the music now is getting lost. A lot of these kids get a laptop, they get that fail. They don't know the fucking theory. They don't know how to play shit. They just get that motherfucking watch the tutorial. And, you know what I'm saying? All right. So that's where our advantage is gonna be in the teacher. So I want to be known as a teacher because I want to teach. Then
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, I'm doing.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And even like just by leading by example with like the work ethic, like we were talking about, what it really is to be an engineer, because it's not just being able to engineer one song. You know, to do it like professionally is a lot more than that.
First of all, let me just say this: being an engineer ain't got shit to do with no music. Like I try to tell people all the time, you have to be a therapist, you have to be a concierge, you have to be a negotiator, you have to be a planner. Like, you know, you have to run
Security sometimes.
Yes, like you have to run the whole like this is my ship.
Yeah.
Like when I go to push the button, I'm taking you on a journey.
Yeah.
And you got to control the motherfucking ship. And you know, like shit, sometimes you have to be the goddamn the captain and the janitor. So you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in the system, they damn toilet overflow type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like sometimes you gotta know how to be everything. It's like the most important, least important job to have. You know, like now, because now anybody thinks that, you know, yo, he's just pushing the button. I can do that. You know, that technical, like ain't nobody gotta run no tapes back. I ain't gotta do no patching and all that shit. You know, it's that. So like everybody,
most people don't even know what an engineer is. Like even I find myself all the time having to explain what it is I do. You know. So do you get that even like still sometimes?
Not in Atlanta. In Atlanta,
Yeah,
look, in Atlanta, let me tell you something about Atlanta. Everybody and anybody is in the music industry. Like if you're not the rapper, you're gonna come to me, you might be like, oh yeah, you know Jeff Harlow, my cousin, or I'm young club manager, or I'm a producer. Like everybody in Atlanta do so with music.
Yeah.
That's just the finesse up here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
It's like the Hollywood for music.
yeah, I know I can get some money. If I know how to make beats, if I got a camera on my face, I got a camera, I know I can make some money and get shit. So everybody use that in the finesse.
What do you think of the people that are planning to move to Atlanta? You know, because I know there are a lot of independent artists that think, oh man, I just got to move.
Hey, I'm not from here, but don't bring your ass down here. Go some fucking place else. There's too many motherfuckers down here. We're too crowded. Nah, for real. If you plan on moving to Atlanta, man, have a plan, because first and foremost, Atlanta is not the place just to come, just to try to be an artist. For right now, this motherfucker for one bedroom, $2,000 in the city. Ain't no cheap motherfucking apartments, ain't no cheap houses. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a certain image up there, so you can't be an artist riding around in a box Chevy on a 1991 Honda Accord. It costs to be the boss in Atlanta, so you better stay your ass at home. I'm dead ass serious. Like, you can goddamn pipe up. Like, this is the thing about, like I was telling you about Pinky Dog and Kai. Like, these kids have piped up where the fuck they at. They don't give no fuck about going nowhere else, but they got the money where they can go where they want to go now. Pipe up in your own city. If you in fucking Bucktuck, Arkansas, be the biggest motherfucking Bucktuck, Arkansas. Maybe somebody pay your ass some attention. Cause when you bring your ass to Atlanta, Georgia, you goddamn a million motherfuckers in a city of a billion motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a fuck about you until you the top 5. So it's just like, it's harder. Stay what the fuck you at.
No, that's true. And understanding that bag too of how like kind of different people make money as streamers, because artists could stream each session. You know, engineers could stream their sessions too. You know.
No, we can't.
Why not? Well,
The fuck I'm gonna lead the song.
Oh yeah. And you don't want to live stream at the studio.
It's fucked up, hey.
Yeah.
We get the short end of the goddamn stick. And then now, let me tell you what's funny. I can show you my TikTok right now. I put up a video of Offset and Rich the Kid, I get 500,000 views. I put up a video of goddamn, what the dude's name is? Aaron Reed, L.A. Reed song been playing. This motherfucker playing some Beethoven on the keyboard. Don't nobody want to watch that shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's part.
So what do you recommend for the artist that has dope shit made, but they're not in like a major place? They don't really have their plan together. What's kind of the rap?
Network. Your network is your network. One thing about it, you can go to this motherfucking phone or your computer and DM anybody that's on social media. Are they gonna read it? Who knows? You gotta be clever enough to make them read.
Yeah. And it's free to try. That's what I call it, is like opportunity. Because I've set up some like big placements for different stuff, and like just getting big artists to stop by the studio when they're in town, you know, just from random emails. But like you got to be able to take 100 no's for that one yes.
But and you know that one yes could change your life.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally.
And if you were organized about it too, in a way, or you hired like somebody to send out 100 of those emails for you a day, just getting like different plays set up for different brand sponsorship, you know, or just you know, those random kind of things that like the long shots, you know, we can.
And artists, guess what? Y'all can easily do that shit. Guess what? Motherfucking AI. You can use Chat GPT. They can do all this shit for you for motherfucking free. Yeah. So get off your lazy ass.
No, that's true. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
No, ain't no problem, man. Like I said, y'all from Indianapolis, man. With family up there, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
shout out Naptown.
Naptown. Hey, man, shout out Baby Coach, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Baby Coach and Little Coach, they're hometown, too.
Yeah, I've helped Baby Coach with an event. We're gonna link, you know, all your social medias and stuff. If somebody wants to pay you for a mix and master, can they do this?
Of course.
How would you want them to contact you?
Oh, I got $1-800.
Yeah.
It's business.
Yeah.
I do business. I don't do that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? 1-800 number and send up the pies and we can get it rocking.
For sure. Yeah, no, like I said, I really appreciate the time. I hope we get to like work on some stuff in the future too.
Sure.
This is definitely inspiring, you know, to see at the top. And I feel like it's hard for engineers to even know who the top is. Like say you start off as like a producer engineer, like it's, you sort of have to search for like who are the top dogs in it.
Right.
You know, but it's really like inspiring to me, you know, to see the work that you guys do. Like the whole QC team, even, you know, like Tilly and like everybody, you know, that like has done certain and like post tutorials too, you know, like being able to teach, like you said, that's huge. And that's why, you know, I hope, you know, a producer watching this hears what you're saying.
Inspired, yeah.
Because you never know.
And if you don't, it don't matter. I'm inspired a lot of motherfuckers. It don't matter if it's you or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to inspire a lot of motherfuckers, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time.
For sure.